So it's the day before you're going riding and it is absolutely horrible weather. What to do? Well, here are some quick last minute changes you can make to make your winter riding a whole lot more pleasant. A more aggressive tyre ran at lower pressures will certainly give you more grip. Now, personally for me, rolling resistance, or at least worrying about it, kind of goes out the window when the trails turn to slop. I want something that's going to give me lots and lots of traction. So I run quite a big aggressive tyre on the front. Now, obviously all your steering is done on the front, but so is most of your braking. And if you're washing out on the front, it just undermines the whole ride for me. So I try and stick with lots of grip. Now, the last minute change you can make is just to drop a few PSI. Run it a bit softer. This will help the tyre deform and conform to the ground a lot better, delivering you more grip. So you've got the bona fide best bike in the world and tyres grippier than a Martin Scorsese Epic. But all of that isn't going to count for much if you can't bloody see. Now, personally, I always run a mudguard year round. In the summer, I might not go something quite as long as this, but vision for me is of absolute paramount importance. So in winter, moving away from something like maybe a kind of a shorter, stubbier guard, I go for something a lot longer. You can go for something like this, which is medium length, or the whole enchilada here. But it gives you so much more confidence knowing you're not going to have your vision taken out with a splatter mud as you come around the corner. Most mountain bike helmets come with adjustable visors. Now, whereas the visor in the summer months can sometimes feel like an impediment of your vision, in winter it can be all the opposite. If you lower it a touch, you might see it at the very top of your vision, but it's going to keep a lot of debris out of your eyes. So have a little bit of an experiment, run it a bit lower perhaps, and see how you get on. Trousers. Trousers, trousers, trousers. For years I thought they were lowbrow moto mimicking nonsense, and I put my hands up because I was wrong. Being able to take off a set of trousers and be clean underneath is an absolute godsend. Some are waterproof, some aren't. It doesn't necessarily matter that much. It's just great to have something that gives an extra layer of protection against the elements. I'm going to be honest with you guys, in the summer months, often I'll wear a cotton t-shirt as I jump out the office for just a few hours spin. But in colder conditions, especially when temperatures reach around 0, these things might not be so good for riding. That sweat patch of doom can turn to an icy disaster. So stick with nice and breathable base layers and jerseys, as they will actually keep you warmer and more comfortable over longer rides. Dry lube is something I use a lot of. All through the summer months, it's my absolute go-to. It runs clean and efficiently, and I don't think anybody could really argue with that. But if your drivetrain is going to be in the firing line of some hefty puddles, maybe it's not the one to go for. In winter months, I'm definitely reaching for the wet lube. Letting the mud to dry before cleaning it can be an absolute nightmare, and a bucket and brush can be your best bet. But what to do if you haven't got those at hand? Well, the homemade pressure wash a la the water bottle can often be the way to go. Something like a hardy old bag for life is a great way to keep all the mud in one place and stop it contaminating your car, house, whatever. Another good tip is to take that bag and give your clothes a bloody good rinse before slinging them in the washing machine, to save dividing the household into two as you potentially write off a washing machine thanks to excess amounts of mud and grit. I don't know if it's a bit of an old wives' tale, that one, but I'm pretty cautious and always give my clothes a quick rinse. And there we go, some quick fire tips which I hope have been a help. Now if you want to stay with the channel, click down here to see Doddy investigate some fork suck down and its appropriate remedies, and click down here for some winter upgrades. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.